हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। कटाक्ष किरणाचान्त नमन्मोहाब्धये नमः। अनंतानंद कृष्णाय जगन्मंगलमूर्तये। So we saw yesterday one shloka we saw, nahi bhanadrute sattvam नरुते भानम चितः अचित्यतो अचितः चित संबंधोपि न अध्यासाद्रुते तेन अहम अद्वयः. What we saw yesterday, bhanadrute nahi sattvam, meaning without experience, without knowledge, there cannot be any understanding of the existence of the object. Object, you cannot know that object exists without bhana, without experience, without knowledge otherwise. And then Chitah rutena achitah bhanam, and without the consciousness, no experience is possible, no knowledge is possible. Therefore, chit sambandha pi na adhyasad rute. So even though the association of the jadavastu with the consciousness is there, actually the association of jada with chaitanyam, Vishadavisa, how is it possible? It is possible only because the relationship is not possible. Connection between the Jadavastu, insentient nature, and the consciousness is not possible because these two belong to two different orders of reality. One is appearance, one is mithya, other is satyam. So there cannot be any sambandha between these two. Like rope and the snake, like the mirror and the image in the mirror with respect to original man, or like the sand, the what do you call the sand and the mirage waters, they cannot be together. But they appear as though they are together, as though they are connected. So therefore here we saw that what author is trying to explain to us is that consciousness and the inert world cannot be brought together. There cannot be any relationship between them. If at all there is a relationship, it is only adhyasa. It is only superimposition. Actually, there is no connection. There is no connection. So that's we saw. And therefore, what he says, I am advayaha. He says, tena aham advayaha. Because the mithya jagat is not existing, not connected to me. It is actually, it is mithya, illusion. Therefore, it cannot be counted as with me as 1 and 2. Understood? So, advaitam. So, there is no dvaitam. Why there is no dvaitam? The mithya cannot be counted. Mithya jagat, illusory world, cannot be counted as though it is existing with me as a separate entity. Because it is the shadow, it is a reflection, it cannot be counted as two. So you cannot say I plus my reflection is there are two people staying. No, there are two people here in the room. We cannot say that. You are only one. The reflection is being illusory, cannot be counted. Similarly, the Jagat is mithya, therefore cannot be counted. Other than Jagat, the one who is illumining, Prakashaka, is me, the consciousness. Therefore, I am alone. Consciousness is one without the second. It is non-dual. There cannot be any, because it is Deshataha, Kalataha, Vastutaha, Aparichedaha, and therefore I am one without a second, and the world is mithya. Therefore, Advaitam, I am alone. Advaitam is established. That we saw. So now 8th verse we will see. So how to shift our identification now? Because we have to shift, because we are so much attached to this mithya jagat, mithya vastu. What it says now? Na deho nendriyam chaham, na prano na mano na dhihi, mamata parirabdhatvat akridatvadidam dhiyah. This is a beautiful verse again. We will see. What he says here is that na dehaha aham, very wonderful. I am not the body, first one. Na indriyam, I am not the indriya, sense organs. So na cha aham, na pranaha, and na indriya cha, na pranaha, na dehaha, na pranaha, not the pranas, na manaha, I am not this mind, na dhihi, not even the intellect. Why? This is a question why. What is Siddhanta here? He says that Sharira, body, sense organs, prana, manaha, buddhi are not me. This is what I have to establish. What is that? He says now, one important thing is that how do we say that all these are existing? Like Sharira is there, we say, Mana is there, Pranas are there, Indriyas are there, body, mind, sense organs, intellect, all these things, they are there. How do we know that they are existing? When do we know that these are all exist? Only when there is thought. So when thought is there, thought is required, no? Then only I can say it exists. So there are two kinds of thoughts. One is aham vritti. Second is idam vritti. One is I thought. I is a thought only. It's I thought. And this, inverted commas, this thought. Aham vritti and idam vritti. All these are actually the aham vritti, the teacher says, is surrounded by idam vrittis. I thought parirabdhatvat, mamata parirabdhatvat. This aham vritti, I thought, is there. There is mamata and ahanta. These two are there. Ahanta is I thought. Mamata is idam thought, idam vritti, mamata minus, M-Y-N-E-S-S. This is mine. So when do we say that there is existing? Only when thought is there. And thoughts are of two, aham vritti and idam vritti. And idam vrittis may, in some of the idam vrittis, they're all idam, all this only. In some idam vrittis, I develop a special attachment. Like, so many objects are there. Carefully, please listen. In all of them, I am not attached. I don't say it is mine. It is mine. I don't say. Everybody will not say that all the objects in the world are mine. Because there are so many objects which he doesn't call, which he cannot claim as though mine. Right? I can see somebody's physical body moving, but I don't claim it as my body because it is idam vritti. It is this, it's a vastu other than me. As idam vritti it is called, it comes under idam category, this category, inverted comma, this category, but not mine category. So there are some idam vrittis are there in which mamata or mineness is developed. Now, all these vrittis are surrounding whom? Aham vritti. Parirabdhatvat, embraced. So this aham vritti is embraced by all kinds of idam vrittis, and they form a cluster, samsara. So aham vritti is happily playing with whom? With all the idam vrittis. When all the idam vrittis are surrounding the aham vritti, these idam vrittis are surrounding the aham vritti. So aham vritti is constantly playing, interaction, dancing, jumping. So now what he says, that aham vritti, so to the aham vritti, idam vrittis are all the objects, is it not? Vishaya. All idam vrittis are objects of perception, objects of experience. To whom? To idam vritti, to I thought. Now, I have to discard with the very fact that when I say something is mine, remember, when I say something is mine, that means it is not me. So when I say my body, my nose, my health, my sense organs, my pranas, when I say something is mine, it belongs to me, that means that is not me. Simple logic. So all my, whatever you call my body is experienced as what? As I or this, idam. My mind. Mind, when I say that my mind is experienced as I or this. Think about it. So therefore, this, all minds are experienced as idam. Now, therefore, when everything is there, he says, na dehaha, na indriyam, na chaham, na pranaha, na manaha, na manodihi, all these things, na dihi. Why I am not all these? Because they're all idam vrittis, they're all the objects of my thought. Objects of my thought, idam vritti. Therefore, they all come under this thought. Whatever is this thought, it is not me. Full stop. So body I cannot claim to be mine. It is I, because it will be, I claim it is mine. In fact, when we say it is mine, how far it is true, that also is a myth only. Though I claim in ignorance that this is mine, another logic is what? If it is really yours, first of all, first logic is what? When whatever you say it is mine, implies you are not that. When I say my body, implies I am not the body. When I say my sense organs, implies I am not the sense organs. When I say my mind, implies I am not the mind. When I say my intellect, implies I am not the intellect. First logic. So I must be other than all these. Even we say my ego, so ego is not me. First one. Second one is what? Even to say mine also is wrong, because anything that we claim as belonging to me or mine, that means if it is mine, who is the master? I must be the master. When I say my body, who is the master? I must be the master. The body is the servant. That means body should listen to me. Is it happening? When we say my mind, I own it. When I own it, it must act according to my dictates. Is that happening? Not happening. Therefore, even to say that idam vritti parirabdhatvat, this ahankara, aham vritti is surrounded by idam vrittis, whatever I claim to be mine is not me. Therefore, in one go, I can say, I am not all of them. See? Very clearly. So what is the logic? Mamata parirabdhatvat. It is all idam vrittis are surrounding the mamata. It is because of mamata parirabdhatvat, akridatvat, because sporting, like a sport, idam dhiyaha. Or this thought, or the idam vritti, or aham vritti is claiming idam vrittis as mine, because aham vritti parirabdhatvat, surrounding by the thoughts. Therefore, it is they are all not me. All idams are not I. So that is the meaning. So through logic only, Lakshmidhar Kavi said, you are not the body, full stop. You are not the mind. You are not the senses. So now, somebody can argue. What is that? Aham vritti is not mamata or idamta. Aham vritti, I thought. Because aham vritti only says idam vrittis are mine. So aham vritti claims all idam vrittis are mine. Okay. So right now, I don't know the higher self. I know only ahamkara as I. I consider ahankara as I now. So that since ahankara is considered as I, to that ahankara, which I consider as I, body, mind, sense organs, all of them become idam vrittis, this thought. And I don't see any other higher self other than I thought. Only I thought, idam thought is there. Idam thoughts are all understood. Therefore, aham vritti, I don't call it as mamata, is not mamata, it is not mine. Because to say mine, somebody should be there beyond ahankara, which I don't know right now. Who can claim the ahankara to be mine? There is nobody. So aham vritti is not mamata or idamta. It cannot be called as idam vritti. Somebody should say, no, this is idam. What is that to which ahamvritti becomes idam? That I don't know. Any other entity. Therefore, what is happening? Ahankara or I thought does not become what? Mamata, my thought, or idam thought, this thought. Therefore, ahankara could be the Atma. I hope you are understanding. Therefore, ahankara can be Atma because there is nobody. I don't see beyond the ahamvritti. There is somebody other self. I don't know. I know only I as ego. Idam is body, mind, intellect, etc., world, etc. All the idam vrittis are not I, because the very fact that they, when I say they are mine, indicates that they are not me. Then what is left is aham vritti. So aham vritti is not coming under the category of mamata or idanta. Therefore, aham vritti is real self. I don't see anybody else other than I, the ego, aham vritti. My feeling that I means ahamvritti only I'm getting, I'm feeling. Therefore, ahamvritti is a self. So this notion, this ahamvritti is not self. But twice we say that I also is not real self. It's only false self, reflected self. So this wrong notion is removed. Why? That will show now. Why this ahamvritti is not Atma? Because many people consider, I don't believe higher self. I know I am there. Yeah, I can understand this is my body, my mind, my senses. That means logically they are not me. Okay. But I am there. Ego is there. So that ego cannot be brought under idam or mamata. Therefore, I am the self. I don't see anybody beyond me, higher self. So I consider ego to be real self. There's a possibility of this misunderstanding. That is really, see, very beautiful, friends. If you understand Shastra Adhyanam, we should study and again listen again and again and again. Shravanam. Then mananam. What happens is the clarity, concepts become clearer. Your conviction increases. The nididhyasana becomes easy. So conceptually, I understood it's a matter of time to experience it. I have no doubts now. Because Shastra explains through logic and I can see it. I can see it through logic. Oh, all that I claim to be mine is not me. Understood. What all I say mine, this list as was given in this sloka. Indriya, mana, buddhi, everything is not me. Who says that all these are mine? Aham vritti, ego. So ego is self? No. Why ego is not self? Ultimate self. Is there any beyond ego? Something, anything beyond ego? Yes. First of all, how do I know that something exists? Logic is given. What is that? Sakshi sarvan vita preyan aham naham kadachana. Parinama paricheda paritapairupaplavāt sakshi sarvan vitapreyan aham naham kadachana. Parinama paricheda paritapairupaplavāt. Now, what is to be shown is I am not the ego. I, the real I. Who am I? I am not this ego, this ahankara. That has to be shown now. How it is shown? Because I am Sakshi. I am witnessing. So I am the witness. How? What kind of Sakshi it is? Sarvanvitaha, all pervading. Sarvanvitaha. See now. The tragedy is here. Tragedy means difficulty in understanding. See, when my reflection is formed in the mirror, between me and my reflected image, there is a distance. I am standing outside. My mirror is away from me. My image in the mirror is away from me. Okay. So I can see the difference between me and my mirror image clearly. But in the case of Supreme Brahman, all-pervading reality, and the Chidabhasa, the distance between Chidabhasa and the all-pervading consciousness is zero. No distance. Why between the higher self and the ego, the Chidabhasa, no distance? Between the bimbam and pratibhimbam, no, bimba is original, pratibimba is reflection, no distance. Why there is no distance? Because bimba is all pervading. So because bimba is all pervading and there is no distance between Chidabhasa and the bimbam, pratibimba and bimbam. So pratibimba, there is always a chance to consider the pratibhimbam as I without claiming that all pervading consciousness as I. There could be, this is the error. This is a mistake that is happening here. So Chidabhasa I is considered as I ignoring the bimba I as real I. So what is the shift now? When I am identified with Chidabhasa I become limited. The another problem is both are similar. That is consciousness. Bimba is consciousness. Pratibhimbam also consciousness only. It is reflected consciousness. We don't say it's reflected something. It is also reflected consciousness. Because whatever the properties are there in the original consciousness, same thing are seen in bimbam also. In Pratibimba also, sorry. The original sun can illumine. Reflected sun in the water also illumines. Original sun is bright. The sun in the water also is bright. See? So it illumines. This also illumines. It is of the nature of light. This is also nature of the light. Therefore, I must shift my consciousness, my I, from parichinnatvam, from the limited Chidabhasa I. But that's very confusion it is. It becomes both are consciousness only. But how do I know that which I is real I? I'm just shift. Where shift in distance? No. Where is there only? Therefore, I must understand the real I is all-pervading Sakshi, and this Ahankara is changing. Chidabhasa. So, Sakshi, Aham, Sarvanvitaha, all-pervading, and Preyan, dear. I am dear to myself. It is very close. Which one? I am that. Original one. Bimba. Preyan. Aham. The real Aham. Shuddha Aham. Na Aham kadachana parinama paricheda paritapaihi upaplavat. I am not the ego I. Second Aham is not the Ahankara Aham. Na Aham. I am not Ahankara. Meaning I am not the Chidabhasa. Why? Because what is the logic now? Why Chidabhasa? Because Chidabhasa and this what original consciousness, what is the difference between self illumines without any medium of thought. Shuddha Chaitanyam, it illumines Bina Sadhanam. Chidabhasa illumines the world through sadhan, through vritti. Vritti reflects again in mind, mind again to indriyas, and indriyas to the outside. Jagat it illumines. But whereas sakshat ikshate iti sakshi, directly sees, the self illumines directly. Sadhanam vina. Whereas Chidabhasa requires sadhan to illumine the world through mind, through sense organs, etc. So, who is the witness then? That is called witness, self, which illumines without any medium of thought. So, it is shining. So, that is the difference between Chidabhasa and Shuddha Chaitanya. Like sun in the space. Sun illumines the space directly. Whereas ego illumines through thought. So, I am not this ego I. The ego also being the nature of reflected consciousness only. But it is what? Parinama paricheda paritapaihi upaplavat. You see? It is parinama paricheda paritapaihi. Parinama, it is subjected to change because it is dancing. Vritti, thought vibrates. The Chidabhasa also appears to be vibrating. Reflection also. If thought is muddy, reflection is muddy. So it appears to be modifying. The reflected, when waters are shaky, the reflection also appears to be shaky. It is samsari. Parinama. Paritapa, afflictions, plus paricheda, limitations. So this ego I Chidabhasa is full of limitations, full of afflictions, full of modifications. Therefore, this I cannot be. I cannot be this changing, afflicting I. Samsari aham na kada bhavati, kadachit bhavati, na bhavati. So, why upaplavat? You know, upaplava means calamitous. Calamities in the associations. Every association with the matter through thought is a calamity only. Lot of pain, suffering, uneasiness, limitations. What is parinama? Aham sukhi, aham dukhi, parinama. Paricheda, desha, kala, vastu, paricheda. See? Paritapa, various calamities. It faces ego. So parinama is aham sukhi, aham dukhi. Paricheda is limitation with respect to space, time, and object. And third one, paritapa is so many tapas. Paritaha tapyate. All round dukkham we have. Who? The samsari jiva, samsari ego, chidabhasa. So I cannot be this. You know, what is the proof that there is higher self? The very fact that somebody is knowing that this ego is modifying, changing, conditioned by space-time object, and full of paritapa, afflictions. Who is knowing this? So all these changes in the samsari chidabhasa, samsari ego are all recognized, illumined by me, Sakshi. And Sakshi, who is Sakshi? That is a Sakshi we can call there where there is no change in Sakshi. If witness also is changing, then we must find out somebody's witnessing even this changing witness. That becomes ad infinitum. That is dosha, fault. So there is somebody who is knowing these changes. So this ahankara is not me. Why? This ahankara is associated with lot of limitations. So the self is ever free. Samsara belongs to the ego. Now another beautiful question is raised that this I told just now, I told you Chidabhasa, the I thought, Ahankara, Chidabhasa, and the Shuddha Chaitanyam, Bimba and Pratibimba, they seem to coexist. They coexist. There cannot be any distance. If you say distance means what, sir? Distance means what? When I say I am having that object is 1 meter away from me. When I say that object is 1 meter away from me, that means what? That means between me and the object, there is in the gap between me and the object, that gap is neither filled by me nor the object. When the space, the gap between two objects is not filled by any of the objects, object A, object B, then I will be able to count, calculate, measure the distance. Interesting, isn't it? So very fact that that object is separated from me means I am not in between. The space, it is not me. I am not the space. I am not existing. I am limited by Vastu. It is called limited by Vastu. But here, Bimba Pratibimba, because the self is all pervading, so where will reflection go? Reflection can never be away from the self. So they seem to coexist. Now, because they together exist, question is, samsara must be belonging to the two, to the original self and the ego self also. Both the ahankara, samsara belongs to both the ahankara and the self, the higher self also. Because ahankara and higher self are associated, the samsara belongs to both, not to ego alone. Now we have to prove, my dear, even though I am all pervading, even though me and the Chidabhasa are coexisting, samsara belongs to the ego and not to me. This we have to prove. So slowly I am going inside. So samsara belongs to ego and not to me. This is the next shloka, which we will see tomorrow. 10th shloka. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you all. Hari Om.